Good evening. Welcome to this evening's edition of the Rich Urban Show. I'm your host, Richard Urban, coming from historic Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Today's election eve, November 7th. I would like to start this podcast and video with scripture reading. This reading is from the words of Reverend Myung Moon and it's from the Daily Inspiration for November 7th, 2022. This world stands at a crossroads leading either to the kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of hell. Which way it goes depends chiefly on whether it protects family values, the ethical norms that preserve the purity of the family. Is there any nation on earth that has solved humanity's common plight? Corruption of youth and their continued abuse of drugs, family breakdown and skyrocketing divorce, the AIDS epidemic, sexual crimes and political oppression. Conventional education, even religious teachings, cannot meet the challenge. What meaning is it for a society to enjoy economic prosperity and political freedom when its families suffer in agony with no solution in sight? Therefore, people have come to the point where they are seeking educational material and methods to protect and promote family values. Promoting family values is a fundamental issue in this age after the end of the Cold War. This reading is from World Scripture and the Teachings of Myung Moon, the section on society, the moral foundation of society, the foundation of education. So I'd like to talk about the upcoming Peaceful Families, Peaceful World workshop, which Vision Root is hosting from November 25th to November 27th. And this is going to be at the beautiful Peace Kingdom Center. You can see a picture of it here if you're viewing this as a video. It's high on the Shenandoah Mountain in beautiful Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. So as we said in the reading, the core of all issues in society is a breakdown of families. The fact that now 40% of all births are outside of marriage is a disaster. When we look at all the statistics, for instance, of those who are involved in committing crimes and those kinds of statistics, and also of academic achievement, we see that those who live in two-parent families are doing the best. So does that mean we don't like single-parent families? No. What it means is we have to think about the future, what's best for our children. So, whether you yourself abstained before marriage or not, or whether you're raising your children as one parent or two parents, we have to pave the path of success for the future generation. And that's really what this workshop is about. And as I said in the reading, when family values break down, then that's when society becomes chaotic and breaks down as well. So the first part of the workshop is the parent and presenter training, abstaining for success and happiness. This is on Friday, November 25th. That's the day after Thanksgiving. And it's from 11:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Delicious lunch will be included. So here we cover relationship intelligence, education materials, protecting your future and maturing your love. We covered the resisting peer pressure and learning assertiveness techniques, peer counseling, video clips and discussion that we here at Urban Life Training have recorded over our years of experience working with young people. Over 200 youth in clubs and 3,000 youths have received our presentations. We talk about what STAR leadership clubs are and how you can form an Urban Life Training chapter in your area. So that's the first day. And as we said, if we want to help our future generation, which we should want to do, and we do want to do, then we absolutely need to follow this way. There isn't any other way to follow. We're seeing the destructive results of the fact that more and more children are being raised outside of marriage, and divorces have increased, and more marriages are not happening. There's more cohabitation, which does not provide a stable environment for children. So the second day of the workshop on Saturday, November 26th, is the Exposition of Divine Principles study, also from 11:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Delicious lunch is included. Understand what God's will for your life is by studying the exposition of the divine principle. This study includes God's ideal for the family, what went wrong, and the role of true parents. So the divine principle is the teaching brought by Reverend Myung Moon. It makes sense that God would speak in this age with new words of truth. So if you're not sure about that, I recommend you come and hear it and hear what God is saying. How can you judge what it is if you don't even study it? So we're going to understand what God's purpose of creation is, what was the human fall, and no, it wasn't just eating an apple or some literal fruit, and how this could pass down to all the generations. We're going to talk about God's work in history, why he sent the Messiah, his advent, and the purpose of his second coming, predestination, Christology, how God has been working in history, and the second advent. And also we're going to have a reading from Peace Message 17. So these workshops are, the price is $40, and you can register now, or $21 online, or for the whole workshop, $70 or $35 online. So the third day, Sunday, November 27th, is from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's when we have our great speakers in the Strengthening Families and Communities Forum. The premise of this forum is to break the generational cycle of outside of wedlock birth. We need a revolution of abstinence-centered education. Parents should present the expectation of sexual abstinence before marriage to their children, regardless of whether or not they abstain themselves. They should think about what is best for their children's future and speak honestly about their own situation. In one generation, this can break the cycle of outside of wedlock births and all the related personal and societal consequences. School and community-based programs such as urban life training can back up parents in making this revolution. Our great speakers who will be talking about this and related topics are Michael Marshall, Editor Emeritus, United Press International; Kelly Coles, founder of the National School Boards Leadership Council. She's been educating the public on how to be an effective school board member. Andy Wells, Missouri Chapter President, No Left Turn Education, the first national grassroots movement of common sense parents and community members who believe that K through 12 education should not focus on social justice, sexualization, or sexual confusion of children. Jamal Johnson. Jamal invested 11 years into Patterson Public School students teaching the abstinence or sexual risk avoidance lifestyle choice, its mindset and benefits. And yours truly, Richard Urban, co-founder of Vision Root, Urban Life Training, and Urban Grocery. Richard has been teaching abstinence-centered curriculum and organizing clubs for middle and high school youth in Washington, D.C. and elsewhere since 2002. So that is free, but you do need to register. You can attend in person at the beautiful Peace Kingdom Center or online. So in conclusion, I'd like to say that this revolution really can't wait. It's essential that we now upgrade our understanding of family values. Clearly, something has gone wrong in the last 4 and 5 decades. If our understanding of the human fall and purpose of creation was fine, then how do we go wrong? How do we get to this situation where 40% of children do not live with both parents, I should say, and we have so many children suffering a lot of confusion over gender identity and things that shouldn't even be an issue because they shouldn't even be taught to children. We really need to have materials to teach the young people and also see from God's viewpoint the real internal cause. I hope everyone does get out and vote tomorrow. I will be voting, and you should. But in reality, the subjective thing is not politics, but a God-centered ideology. As John Adams said, that our country is wholly inadequate for governance except by a moral and righteous people. So I do urge you to hear these materials. It's not optional. It's not just like a nice idea. Everyone needs to understand what God is saying. And so I implore and invite everyone to come out and benefit from this wonderful workshop and our great speakers who are giving of themselves to help me and you understand what's going on and to help to correct the situation and bring the positive message. So we will see you in Harpers Ferry or online November 25th, 6th, and 7th. You can register and find out more at visionroot.org. That's visionroot.org. And this has been a presentation on why everyone should come to the Peaceful Families, Peaceful World Workshop, November 25th to 27th, 2022, in historic Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. This is Richard Urban, and we will see you next time.